Hi, I'm Judy Ricketson for Families in Global Transition, and I'm here today with Dr. Jill Kristal and Elizabeth Vennekens-Kelly. Jill is a clinical psychologist, trainer, and coach, and president of Transitional Learning Curves, and joins us here from the US. And Elizabeth is a cross-cultural trainer and author of Subtle Differences, Big Faux Pas, and is currently based in Belgium. So, Jill, the title of your presentation is The Forgotten Relatives Coping with the Extended Family. Would you like to start telling us a little bit about what's going to happen?
Yes, Elizabeth and I started looking at this topic and thinking a lot about our own expat experiences and kind of the elderly parents that we both have in different locations. And I work with relocating families who are where divorce is present and they've got kids going back and forth and blended families. And we just realized that this was a neglected topic, but something that's really important, both for the families who are making decisions to move abroad, as well as for families who are back home. And that, like so much of the expat experience, kind of thinking about these topics before you make these decisions or before you make the move is really helpful in being able to deal with them. And so our session is going to kind of look at some of the issues related to this topic and provide kind of ideas and resources for how to cope with it.
So, Elizabeth, what form is the session going to take?
Well, the forum is going to look at this topic, and because it's quite complex, we've decided to break it up into three primary areas. And one of them is the aging parents or loved ones that have challenges. And there's a distance issue, and we're going to be presenting some of the challenges and also some solutions and resources, which we hope will be very helpful. We're going to be looking at the family, particularly the blended family, when the children, as Jill said, are moving back and forth. Parents are in different countries, you have different laws, but what are some solutions so that you can work at this? And then the third area is the area of the extended family expectations. There are a lot of events, graduations, weddings, funerals, and all of that are extremely important. But when you are a long way away from home, then that is not always as easy to do. And how do you manage your expectations and your guilt? And how do you help the people that are at home deal with those and maybe have more realistic expectations? So that's a lot about what we're going to be looking at is the topic, some solution suggestions, and resources. It's also going to be a workshop. We feel very strongly that it needs to be interactive. We want people's input. We have ideas, but it's important that we tap into the audience and have that sharing going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is this something that you're seeing more of? Is this a growing trend within expatriate families?
I think, unfortunately, it's an issue that is in the families, but it's very low on the priority list.
Mm. Yeah, and I think so many times families feel like they don't have a choice in whether or not they get to move. And even if you feel like you don't have that choice, there are always choices that you can make kind of even when you're moving. And to think about these things, it's so easy to say, well, it'll just work itself out. But the reality is that it can work itself out much better if you've thought about it, planned for it, had some conversations about it, and have some tools to bring to it. And I think one of the interesting things that Elizabeth and I are doing is kind of in addition to kind of doing our own research on this, we're also interviewing people who are living these different experiences to find out kind of how they cope, how they've experienced this situation. Was it something that they thought about before they moved? And kind of what's been the impact on them and their various family members involved. And that's something that I think we're both enjoying too, because it brings a real reality to a reality of experience to our presentation, which is something that both Elizabeth and I feel really strongly about and enjoy doing.
Okay, well, thank you both very much for speaking with me today, and we're really looking forward to hearing this presentation. Now we'll see you on March 21st in Washington.
Sounds
See you
great.
there.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.